What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Today is Monday, June 4th. Tomorrow, Tuesday, June 5th, it's the California primary. So right here, right now, I kind of wanted to break down the ballot, break down what we here in California are voting on, and maybe clear up a little confusion on who the judicial candidates are, what those ballot measures mean, that sort of stuff. Quick disclaimer, these are solely and wholly my opinions here, the way I'm leaning. I totally respect your decisions, your rights, liberties, your pursuit of happiness as far as voting whichever goddamn way you choose. I hope you respect mine as well. If you disagree, great. If you want to tell me why, awesome. I'd love to hear it. And also, if you're a mail-in ballot person, you better have already done that. And unfortunately, this isn't going to help you at all. On to the picks. All right, guys, so there's a bunch of stuff in here, so please excuse me while I kind of refer back to my notes and to the sample ballot that hopefully you all have received in the mail, kind of breaking down what each category is. The big one on the ballot this year is our governor, Jerry Brown, term limited. He's not running again. So we've got three main Democratic candidates. First is Gavin Newsom. He's currently our lieutenant governor. Then there's Antonio Villaraigosa. He is a public policy advisor. And then there's John Chang, who's our current California state treasurer. Right now, it seems to be, at least endorsement-wise, a pretty even split between Gavin Newsom and Antonio Villaraigosa. John Chang, a lot of people like him a lot. However, I want to refer back to our California primary top two system. Remember, whatever two candidates get the most votes, they're going to be on the ballot regardless of party. So I want to try and caution people away from splitting the ballot too much. I hate to just narrow down who the front runners are, but it might be the best way to go to ensure that there's at least one Democrat on the ballot in November. Pick whichever one you want, obviously your choice. Another one, Dianne Feinstein. She's one of our federal senators in the Congress. She's up for re-election. Her main contender is Kevin De Leon. Pretty much she's got a lock on it. I think you're safe to vote Feinstein. She's doing great work as far as trying to get gun reform out there. She's been doing it for years. She is pretty establishment, but I think she's a great senator and she's been doing her job for a long, long time. Something that a lot of people have been sending me questions on are all the judges. We've got tons of office numbers, several candidates in every single office. You don't know who those people are, what they mean. So I'm just going to break down line by line each office that we're voting on and kind of where I'm leaning based on the research I've done. The first line you have is office number 4. I'm leading Veronica Sauceda. She's a Latina. She's a local person. She does a lot of work with UCLA Law School and Latinas in law school as an advocate for them, as a mentor. I think it's important in Los Angeles to have lots of Latino representation, and she's been doing a great job so far. Office number 16. There I was stuck between a couple different people. There's Patti Hunter and there's Sydney Jane Michael. They both seem to have a lot of endorsements through several different California statewide organizations. Pretty petty way of narrowing it down here. Sydney doesn't have a Y on the end of her first name. I didn't like that. Also, she has kind of out of nowhere a photo with Randy Jackson in her endorsements page. It would just kind of seem a little weird and a little Hollywood, and it turned me off. So I'm going Patti Hunter. That's all you gotta do. If that's what helps, great, do that. So, office number 20. I'll be perfectly honest with you, when I did my research, I didn't like either of these people. Apparently they're old friends. They went to school for a couple of years together and then they had a tremendous falling out. Their names are Wendy Segall and Marianne Escalante. Apparently Wendy Segall took a photo of some pregnant woman's shoes she was wearing in the courtroom that she was wearing with socks and was like, are these courtroom appropriate? And there's a lot of blowback to that. Escalante has been running a really dirty campaign against her. They both have just had this weird back and forth. It's been very contentious. I'm going Wendy Segall because she has a lot of more Democratic organizational endorsement. So that's the way I'm going, but I don't feel great about it. So kind of just choose whichever one you're thinking. Office number 60, Tony Cho. This guy I do really like. Again, he is pretty local. He has endorsements from all over. the Democratic Party of California. And he also, this is where I really got kind of endeared toward him, he is an advocate for the elderly. He represents them in criminal cases, people that have committed violence against the elderly, God forbid, murders against the elderly. He's been an advocate for them in the court system for a long time. Okay, office number 63. This is a weird one. This is between two guys, Anthony Lewis and Malcom Mackey. Anthony Lewis is coming up against the incumbent, Malcom Mackey. Anthony Lewis is a civil rights attorney, and Malcom Mackey has been a judge for a long time, and he's 88 years old. Malcom Mackey has had some run-ins in the past in various discrimination suits. People have said that he's out of touch, that he doesn't understand and doesn't care to understand when it comes to matters of discrimination. Maxine Waters is someone that has spoken out quite vocally against Malcom Mackey. But then you go into Malcom Mackey's webpage, and who's at the very top of his endorsements but Maxine Waters. I actually called Maxine Waters' campaign office to try and get clarification, and they confirmed that, yeah, Maxine Waters is endorsing Malcom Mackey. Malcom Mackey's been said that he's incredibly qualified. He should remain in the job. Other people have said that Anthony Lewis is incredibly unqualified. Either way, I don't like this one. Just go with your gut. Choose whoever you think you should. Office 67, Mary Louise Armendariz. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. I'm going with her. She's East LA local, grew up in the foster care system, overcame a lot of adversity, and is now an advocate for foster care kids and that system as a whole. Going with her on that one. Office 71, your options are David A. Berger and Daniel R. A. Gibbons. David Berger, violent crimes prosecutor, works in the DA's office. The reason I'm gravitating toward him is he wants to focus in on alternative sentencing for people who with addiction or with mental illness. Anyone that is up for prison reform or the reforming of the prison system, I'm all about that. He's got my vote there. Office number 113, 3 candidates here, Stephen Schreiner, Michael P. Ribbons, and Javier Perez. There wasn't so much info on this race, not a lot of even endorsements to go around, so I'm just going with Javier Perez in the sense that he is a Latino. We are again in Los Angeles, and I feel like there needs to be as much Latino representation on the bench as possible. 118, 2 candidates, Troy Davis, David A. Diamond. I started to get a little tired at this point. You're probably getting a little tired of hearing me talk too. David's got endorsed by a lot of Democratic organizations. His last name's Diamond. Maybe he's related to Neil Diamond. I don't know. Vote Neil Diamond. And last but not least, sorry, nope. 126, we're almost there. You're gonna be tempted on this one to vote for Shlomo because there's a candidate named Shlomo. I'm super tempted to vote for Shlomo just because of that. But if you actually look into Rene Caldwell Gilbertson, she's pretty incredible. I would say vote for Rene. She seems awesome. And finally, the last one, 146, Armando Duron, super progressive, again has the support of a lot of progressive organizations around Los Angeles and California. I say go that way. So that's all of your judicial nominations. Last thing I really want to focus on, because this is running long, state measures. There are 5 that we're voting on, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. Basically, 68 is going to pull some money and put it into the parks and natural resources. 69 is going to put more money into infrastructure. Measure 70 is basically making it so that once you accrue a certain amount of money in the state government, the state legislature has to do a 2/3 vote to be able to use that money. It seems like it is an effort by the minority party, being the Republicans, to require that more Republican support is needed to pass any state measures. Me being a bleeding heart liberal, I'm voting no on that one. 71, this is basically going to make it so that you have to wait 5 days after an election day for all the mail-in ballots to be counted and verified before that either voted on measure goes into effect or does not. Just gives us enough time to really count all the ballots that come in from absentee, etc. So it makes sense. Vote yes on 71. 72, this one is making it so if you build a rain capture system on your property, you're tax exempt on that. You're not going to pay property tax on that, and it is conserving water in California. Great. Vote yes. I don't know if I said what I was voting on, 68, 69. 68, I am voting yes. 69, I am voting yes. I hope this helped a little bit. It's confusing for me too, and I've been looking into it for like weeks. It's a lot to process, and you're gonna do the best you can. The important thing is to get out to the polls and vote. We need to get everyone to the polls voting. Look up who the representative in your specific district is in Congress. Remember, everyone in the House of Representatives is up for re-election this year. Check out who yours is. If you like them, vote for them. If not, vote for somebody else. It's that simple. The important thing is vote, 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 and call your senators while you're at it. I'm Ross Van Dongen. This is Stream America. Thanks for watching a little bonus episode.